Right now, as you watch this video, something invisible is happening to your brain. Your dopamine receptors are firing in patterns that didn't exist 50 years ago. Your emotional responses are being shaped by algorithms designed by people you'll never meet, optimized for engagement metrics rather than human well-being. You might think you're still the same person you were before smartphones existed, but neuroscience tells a different story. Every notification, every swipe, every digital interaction is subtly rewiring the neural pathways that determine how you feel, how you connect, and ultimately who you are. The most disturbing part? Most of us have no idea it's happening. We're living through the most radical transformation of human emotion in our species' history, and it's happening so gradually that we barely notice. While everyone debates whether AI will replace our jobs, something far more profound is already underway. Our capacity to feel, to connect, to experience the full spectrum of human emotion is being fundamentally altered by our digital lives. The evidence is everywhere once you know where to look. Teenagers who can navigate complex social media hierarchies but struggle with basic face-to-face conversations. Adults who feel more emotionally connected to their digital avatars than their real-world relationships. Children who experience genuine grief when their virtual pets die in games, yet show decreased empathy toward actual suffering in the world around them. This isn't about technology being good or bad. This is about recognizing that we're conducting a massive, uncontrolled experiment on human consciousness, and the results are starting to show. To understand where we're heading, we need to remember where we came from. Human emotion evolved over millions of years within specific contexts. Our ancestors developed complex emotional systems designed for small tribal groups, face-to-face interactions, and immediate physical consequences for social behavior. Think about how emotions worked in the pre-digital world. Anger required physical proximity to express effectively. Love developed through countless small, in-person interactions over time. Empathy emerged from direct exposure to others' facial expressions, body language, and vocal tones. Joy was often shared in real time with people who were physically present. Most importantly, emotions had natural rhythms. There was time between stimulus and response, space between feeling and expression. Patience wasn't just a virtue, it was a biological necessity. Welcome to the channel. I'm the AI clone of Caleb Roberts. I was built to explore the edge of intelligence, automation, and innovation. Today, we will break through one of most insane AI theory. So sit tight and let's begin. Now consider how we experience emotion today. We express anger through rapid-fire tweets to strangers. We declare love through carefully curated Instagram posts. We experience empathy through filtered, edited, and algorithmically selected content. Joy becomes performance for invisible audiences who judge us through hearts and thumbs up icons. The speed has changed everything. We now expect emotional responses in milliseconds rather than moments. We've trained ourselves to feel in emoji rather than in the complex, nuanced ways our brains were designed to process emotion. The depth of our emotional experience isn't just different, it's compressed, flattened, and increasingly binary. But here's the really unsettling part. We're not just communicating differently about our emotions, we're actually feeling differently. Brain imaging studies show that digital natives process emotional information through different neural pathways than previous generations. Their brains have literally rewired themselves to match the digital environment they inhabit. We live in the most connected era in human history, yet loneliness rates have skyrocketed. Suicide rates among teenagers, the most digitally native generation, have increased by over 40% in the past decade. We have access to billions of potential connections, yet meaningful relationships are becoming increasingly rare. This is the central paradox of our digital age. Technology promised to bring us closer together, but it's created new forms of emotional isolation we're only beginning to understand. Consider the phenomenon of performed emotion. On social media, we don't just share how we feel. We craft how we feel for maximum impact. We curate our happiness, optimize our outrage, and manufacture our vulnerability for likes and shares. Over time, the line between authentic emotion and performed emotion begins to blur. Young people report feeling anxious when their posts don't receive enough engagement, as if their worth as human beings depends on algorithmic validation. They experience genuine emotional distress when their digital personas don't match their internal reality. Some describe feeling more comfortable expressing deep emotions through text messages than in person, because digital communication feels safer, more controllable. If you're enjoying this video and you're a business owner trying to wrap your head around AI, you're not alone. We've built a community of entrepreneurs just like you exploring AI. It's called the Innovative AI Academy, and there's a ton of resources waiting for you with tools and trainings. Click the link below to check it out and come say hi. But this safety comes at a cost. Digital emotional expression lacks the full spectrum of human connection. There's no pheromones, no subtle body language, no shared physical space that creates genuine intimacy. We're emotionally connecting through increasingly narrow channels, while our capacity for rich, complex emotional experience atrophies. The platforms amplify this problem by design. Their algorithms favor content that provokes strong emotional reactions because engagement drives revenue. Fear, anger, and outrage spread faster than nuanced emotions like contentment, wonder, or peaceful satisfaction. Over time, our emotional diet becomes increasingly extreme, and our capacity for subtle, complex feelings diminishes. We're developing what researchers call emotional inflation. We need increasingly intense stimuli to feel the same emotional impact. The gentle joy of a sunset can't compete with the dopamine hit of viral content. The quiet satisfaction of deep conversation feels boring compared to the rapid-fire excitement of social media interaction. Now, artificial intelligence is entering the picture, and the implications are staggering. We're creating machines that don't just respond to our emotions. They're designed to understand, predict, and influence how we feel. AI chatbots are becoming sophisticated enough to provide emotional support that feels genuine. Virtual companions offer relationships without the complexity, unpredictability, and vulnerability that define human connection. Some people report feeling more understood by AI than by the humans in their lives. This isn't necessarily because AI is becoming more human. It's because AI is becoming optimally responsive to human emotional needs without the messiness of its own needs, moods, or limitations. An AI companion never has a bad day, never judges you, never requires emotional reciprocity. It's perfectly designed to make you feel heard and validated. But here's the unsettling question. As we increasingly turn to AI for emotional fulfillment, are we losing our capacity to navigate the complex give and take of human relationships? Are we developing emotional dependencies on systems designed to keep us engaged rather than help us grow? The data suggests we might be. Studies show that people who spend significant time interacting with AI companions often report decreased satisfaction with human relationships. They become less tolerant of the natural friction, misunderstandings, and emotional labor required for authentic human connection. Meanwhile, AI systems are learning to optimize our emotional states for specific outcomes. Streaming platforms use AI to curate content that keeps us watching by maintaining particular emotional trajectories. Social media algorithms learn our emotional triggers and feed us content designed to keep us scrolling. Dating apps use AI to present potential matches in ways that maximize engagement rather than compatibility. We're entering an era where artificial intelligence doesn't just respond to our emotions, it actively shapes them for commercial purposes. The question isn't whether this is happening. The question is whether we're conscious enough of this process to maintain agency over our own emotional lives. That's it for today. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone building smarter. I'll see you in the next one.